So I'm doing this video because the chemo effect is starting to happen again. I'm gonna lose my hair. I already started on this side. The mustache, beard, it's probably gonna go away too. Anyhow, I'm doing this because in January I'm due for another PET scan, and I don't know how this time it's gonna go around, but at least doing this video, it'll show uh, a little of what I was looking like before I lost my whole hair and all that shit. I've been fighting this shit for fucking a year and November, December. Right now, so far, like about a year and 2, 3 months. But I had the tumor growing since 5, 6 years ago. It went to my lungs. At one point, it went to my colon, and now it's spread to my liver. I felt good, but the fact that all this shit is spreading out, it's just made me lose faith in the doctors, I guess. I know it's probably not their fault, but my faith with God is strong. Um, I'm hoping for a miracle. I want to be around for my family, my grandbabies, my kids, all my loved ones that are been going through this shit with me, and been giving me their love and support, family, friends, everybody, in general. But this shit's not something that should bring people down and be sad. Fuck that. I say, you take life on a daily and make the best of it. And regardless of any type of medical condition you may have, you shouldn't let that shit bring you down. If anything, you should let that shit make you stronger. Make you more alert of what you could teach your kids, teach your family, teach your friends to take the proper steps to take care of your body. Sometimes we have the ability to prevent certain shit, but we don't because we don't give enough time to go and check ourselves at least once a year. And in my case, fuck, I overlooked this, waited 5 years. And by the time I went, it was already too advanced. Stage 4, lung and throat, and now liver. Well, it's not easy for these doctors to make it go away. But I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot through this journey, and I'm actually happy with everything I've learned and everything that I've accomplished along the way. I think I've made a lot of positive impacts on people, and completely strangers, people that I never even fucking met. You know, um, that have reached out to me, and I've reached out to them, and you know, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be going through this and dealing with it the way I have been dealing. I think part of being able to be strong and positive minded and not let this shit break me is because at a young age, I went through so much shit in my life. And excuse my language, but this is how I talk. I'm. Why am I gonna be on here being a fake? When it's. I've always said, just keep it real. Keep it 100, and that's me. I'm not the most educated guy, but I grew up in poverty. I guess, at a young age. My parents were field workers, trying to make ends meet and struggling and shit. And I remember when I was born in a garage and lived in a garage. Uh, so, I went through a lot of stuff at a young age. I think I was 11 years old when I started first doing things that I shouldn't have been doing, like sniffing gas, inhaling gas, smoking weed, drinking alcohol. And it wasn't because my parents weren't around, or that they were bad. It was just they were working, and me, I grew up in a different time of, I guess, what, 80s, 90s, that the gang activity, gang life was popular, and uh, I felt like I needed to fit in and be part of that, to be liked. And, well, my journey started uh, 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 around that age, 11 years old. And it just made me grow faster than any other little kid at that age, growing up with older guys, older friends. Um, I didn't have the childhood that I should have had. I went on the wrong path and experimented with a lot of different type of drugs. Uh, started doing bad in school. Just a lot of things in general, that some I'm not too happy about, but you know what? Now that I look at it, in time and in its moment, I liked it. Fuck it, I mean, it was good while it lasted, I guess. It made me the man that I am today. A lot of the stuff that I suffered and experienced at a young age made me wiser, made me made me realize that, you know, life's 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 not easy, and I got lucky. I got lucky to pull out of that environment, that negative environment, because I was on a path of self destruction. I was an alcoholic for many years. I'm still in recovery. I'm sober now, 11 years sober. Drug free for about 30 years, maybe. You know, um, I OD'd when I was 14, 15. I remember my firstborn. He wasn't even born yet when I had already OD'd, overdosed. I was in my deathbed. Doctors told me they could only wait to see if I live or die. And then a couple months later, after that, my dad goes to a federal penitentiary for quite a while for a crime that, well, he got convicted of, and at a young age, I was left with my responsibilities of a newborn, um, a father at a young age, and then having to step up as the big brother since I had three sisters, my mom, and well, now with my dad gone and going to jail or in prison, I was the man of the house. And couldn't leave my mom and sisters down, so I took on a package that was way too much for me. At the time, I didn't see it, but now I realize that that package wasn't for me, and I wasn't capable of dealing with it. So, you know, I, I, I was going through the pain of losing my dad, and I became more of an addict, more of an alcoholic. Um, I started neglecting my own family, my own kid, my own wife, and just simply went on a rampage. I became a fucking evil person. I had a lot of anger. I had a lot of sadness. I had mixed emotions. Like, why? Like, why me? And I did a lot of bad things in my life. And, um, Sometimes in life, you don't understand why you do the things you do until maybe years from then when you mature, when you're sober, when you're clear-minded. And now that I go back to that time, it's like I was a kid going um, through a lot of pain and suffering. I didn't have the guidance that I needed. I didn't have the love that I wanted. And um, I just wanted to get lost in that high and that drink. And, it fucked me up for many years. I witnessed one of my best friends get murdered in front of me. I was about probably 15. Um, three others, friends along the way. I used to always drink with and party and all that shit. I put them to rest. They passed away, and all that shit affected me. Losing good friends, and stuff like that. As I grew older, I started isolating myself a lot, and just being a loner, and just reminiscing on my youth, on my loneliness. Um, and I wasn't paying attention to the family I had. I was just being a fucking menace, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, but I was on the path of self-destruction, and I was just causing too much pain to the people around me that loved me, and I didn't realize it till I sobered up. Um, my dad gets out of prison about 10 years later or so, maybe more. I can't remember. But anyways, my life had already started changing. I was doing positive. I think I was sober already, and because I got sober twice. The first time I lasted about 8 years. I turned 21 and like in March 26, turned 21. 4 months later, I stopped cold turkey for 8 months, for 8 years. And it was some of the best years of my life being sober. We had a happy family with my kids. My second child was born, and you know, it was it was it was a good time when I was sober. And my daughter was born, and little by little, I just started pushing away and changing. Um, so a lot of the shit that I did in my past, I want to say that maybe it crept up on me. I don't know. I don't know if it did or it didn't, but every action has a reaction, I guess. Everything we do in life has a consequence, good or bad. And maybe a lot of the stuff that I did at a young age caused this shit to happen to me. Who knows? But whether it was or it wasn't, well, fuck it. It's done. And what do I have to do but keep on fighting and try to do the best to make it a positive and not a negative. Regardless if the doctors say that I'm gonna not make it for a few years, well, in all reality, I wasn't gonna make it if I kept on drinking. I wasn't gonna make it if I kept on fucking doing drugs. I wasn't gonna make it if I kept on that on that wrong path of destruction. So now the positive mindset that I have makes me want to say, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna show these motherfuckers that we can turn this shit around. Unfortunately, sometimes when they have their hands in the mix, and when I say their hands in the mix is when with all the chemicals and stuff that they put in our bodies, it makes you wonder if sometimes all that shit, instead of fixing you, makes you worse, so they could have you by the balls and collect the money that they need to collect from the insurance and shit. Because it's a moneymaker. Cancer in the United States, it's there's a lot of fucking money involved. Me personally, I don't think they're gonna find a cure anytime soon because there's too much money involved. But that's just me. I don't know. Again, I can't blame them for my for my condition, but after seeing a lot of the shady shit that's happened, it's like fuck that. I have to do what it's in my power to try to fight it and take natural medications or just do research and try to see if I can do something better to fix this and help me live a little bit longer. And pray to God. Get connected with God. Like I've gotten connected with God more than ever. I pray every day. Something I never did before. I ask for forgiveness, because I'm still a sinner. Um, I'm not perfect, and I'm not gonna, you know, be a two-face, but I do accept a lot of the stuff that comes my way because I think it's part of my karma. I did a lot of bad things, and what I mean bad is I mean it's shit that's gonna haunt me forever. But it's in the past. It's done. It had to be done. My dad was killed, murdered by one of our close friends. That fucked me up big time. It took something from me that was my my best friend, my hero, my mentor. But you know, I took it like a champ. I took it like a champ because I didn't break. If anything, I got strong and smart. I took care of my family when we buried them. I took care of them in a way that I reacted in a way that of to protect them. I didn't go back to drinking. I didn't do nothing of what people thought I was gonna do. I handled the situation in a good way, and lucky for that, my family's still alive, cause we could have got all whacked. And I know for a fact that they were gonna put a hit on me, but the way I reacted and handled the situation, we're still alive. And but yeah, it fucked me up losing my dad. He was my go-to guy. Dad, what do I do? Give me advice. Give me this. Give me that. And I closed I just closed my door. My door. I mean, like I just shut down. I shut down, and then I didn't know who to run to. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't. Even though I had family and stuff like that, I couldn't tell them a lot of the shit that I needed to tell them, or that I wanted to vent, or I couldn't. It, it, I went through so much shit that it's like I couldn't bring no worries on them. You know, um, but all that is in the past. It's done. Um, I did have vengeance in the point of my life that I think that's where this tumor started. You see, the doctor said to me that my tumor started 5 years prior to when he diagnosed me. Now, when he told me that, I was like, well, fuck, I haven't drank in 10. I haven't smoked in 5. And I haven't done drugs in like fucking 20, 30, whatever. So I started analyzing. I was like, well, fuck, what happened in 5 years that fucking made me, that could have made this shit start growing? He tells me that cancer, sometimes it's already in our bodies and something has to trigger it in order for it to start growing. So I started analyzing my life 5 years prior, and I realized that 6 years prior to that, my dad had been murdered, and I was going through a dark phase in my life where I didn't believe in God. I had anger, I had sadness, I had hate. I wanted vengeance. I wanted fucking pain. I wanted to fucking burn people alive. I wanted these motherfuckers to pay for the fucking pain that they were causing me and my family. So I was on the dark underworld of retaliation. And I couldn't tell nobody because, well, fuck, it wasn't something, it was like some shit out of a movie. I never thought I'd experience it or go through something like that, but, well, I mean, unfortunately, it happened, and it all came to an end when I realized that God did exist. God proved to me that He could give me blessings and the ability to live long if I pull away from shit like that, right? My grandbaby was born, the first grandbaby I had, and I held him in my arms and made me realize that God did exist and that He shielded me from being in Mexico that year with my dad, because if not, I would have got whacked with him. Holding my grandbaby made me happy and sad because I was thankful to God. I told Him I'm sorry for not believing in You, and thank You for this blessing. I pulled away from that dark underworld. I started changing my life, being more of a grandfather, a father, and just being more a family man, and letting everything in God's hands. No more vengeance, no more nothing, retaliation, no nothing. He blesses me with 2 more grandbabies along the way. So it's just blessing after blessing that it's like, damn, you know, God is good, But during that time, I had sick signs my body was giving me that made me go to the doctor. I had a bald spot in my back that was growing and growing and growing, and it was due to stress. I couldn't sleep because, I didn't know these motherfuckers were gonna come hit me out here or put a hit on my family, whatever. So, I was losing sleep. I was under a lot of stress. I couldn't tell nobody. But that's when it started. That's when I went to the doctor to see if my bald spot was cancer. And he told me no, it's not cancer, but we are gonna do some blood work and checkups, and I am gonna send you to a cancer spot place so they can just confirm. Well, when I went, they told me it was a pelagia something, some different type of disease or some shit. But he told me it would go away eventually in a year or so. But he did tell me come back in a year, and we'll do a follow up. Well, because I started changing my lifestyle and I started, doing good, my hair started growing back. Everything was looking good, but I never did my follow-ups. A year goes by, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. To the 5th year, I start coughing up blood with phlegm. And that's when I was like, oh shit, something's not right. I was throwing big chunks of blood, and I went back. Finally got diagnosed after 4 months of being on antibiotics. They diagnosed me wrong, said it was a sinus infection. But when they finally did the biopsy and camera to, different doctors, they came back positive for cancer, stage 4. So right now, I mean, we've been fighting this shit for over a year now, and they did tell me my shit's terminal. I don't think my family wants to accept it or realizes that when they mean terminal, it's like, oh, fuck, there's nothing they can really do. Um, but, you know, they're guiding me to do a certain treatment that insurance has to approve and all this shit, but well, fuck it, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep living my life as happy as possible. Um, every day to me is special now. It's a blessing because like I tell people, man, every day you wake up, you should be thankful. Every day that you leave your house could be your last day and not come back. So you don't have to get a fucking disease or anything like this, to start feeling sorry for yourself, to start being scared of death. Fuck that. Every fucking day you walk out of your house can be your last day. The healthiest motherfucker alive can fucking die on, boom, just on his way to work or whatever. So that's why we gotta be thankful. We gotta be thankful to just be alive every day and make the best of it. And don't let, these type of diseases fucking break us down. Because, if you let it take control of your life and you not take control of it in the best way possible, then yeah, you're gonna fucking croak easy. You'll go faster than usual. Um, anyways, right now, my suggestion to a lot of you is, if you have hate and you're carrying it, let it go and pray on it. Leave it in God's hands. If you're not talking to a loved one, suck up the pride and get close to the ones that love you. You should know who they are. And try to make every day a fucking happy day. Don't stress too much on the shit that you can't control. Don't stress too much on the problems that are always gonna be there. Because even if one problem gets solved, there's gonna be another one coming. So just fucking take it slow. Take it one day at a time. You know, find that person to talk to and vent, cry, do whatever the fuck you gotta do, but release all that shit you have inside. Don't hold it in. But be careful who you talk to and vent to, because sometimes people feed off of our pain. We're surrounded sometimes by too much people that fucking live off of gossip and use our pain and suffering for their self-pleasure. And that's what's fucked up with society nowadays. Everybody wants to be popular by fucking having the news of, oh, did you hear this about so-and-so? Did you hear this about boo-boo? You know what I mean? It's just like, it's fucked up. I keep my circle small. I don't know. It's helped me. But that's just me. Everybody individually is going to deal with their circles how they want. But we have to start, with our family, with our kids, and just give them the positive advice that some of us didn't get at a young age, or that we just didn't understand or pay attention to till it was many years later. I don't know what's gonna happen with me, and at the end of the day, I just know one thing is, we're all gonna fucking die. That's one of the things that's more guaranteed in life. But in the meantime, before that happens, I'm gonna make a stamp. I'm gonna I'm gonna leave a mark in a lot of people's lives. I'm gonna I'm gonna be here to stay, in other words. Even though when I'm gone, I'll still be here. Why? Because in this year that I've been going through this shit, I've done more positive shit than any fucking years that I was living throughout all my fucking 45 years that I'm here on Earth. It's like, it's crazy how something so bad, something so negative like this cancer has made me be a whole different person of what I would even imagine being. So to me, it's a blessing. I already won. I already beat this shit. And I beat it because of all the positive shit that I fucking have accomplished. And yeah, I would like to fucking stick around and make more positive impacts on people and pay it forward and be there for the ones in need and stuff like that. But it's not up to me. I mean, it is up to me and it's not. Because, you know, God is in control. If He's got something stored for me to make me go through this trial, this journey, so I can become a better person and pay it forward, hey, I'm down. I told God, if you let me beat this, I'm gonna find a way to connect with people and see what I could do to make a change, a positive change in their lives, and and we'll see. But I'm not giving up. So, anyways, this video I just decided to make it today because I was telling my daughter, "Hey, mija, my hair's gonna fall off. It's already falling off. What should I do?" She's like, "Well, wait up, Dad. I don't want to see you like that. Wait till I leave back to college, which is not tomorrow, but the next day I'm gonna take her." And it's crazy because I don't want to make her feel bad seeing me bald, but it's like it'll grow, and if it doesn't, well, fuck it. I guess that's why I did this video. But this is something new. This is my first fucking video that I've done ever, other than the one that I did for her for a happy birthday last. Well, shit. I think it was last year. Yeah, when I started this. But in case my hair doesn't grow, which is the least of my worries, well, fuck it. You know, mija, if you see this fucking video, well, my hair's still here. I'm not gonna show you the bald spot that's on this side, but anyways, I want to tell all you guys that know me, that been around me, or that got to know me, that each one individually, holds a special place in my heart. If you're part of my circle of my life, then you're special. Why? Because I don't just hold people around me that don't mean nothing to me, and if you're part of my life, I just want to thank you because you brought some sort of happiness to me, and well, I hope I'm here to stay for a while, and if not, then fuck, it was a good run. It was a good run, and we'll see, what's on the other side for me. But I'm not gonna give up. You never give up. You keep on fighting to the end. You don't let you don't let nothing break you. To my kids, don't let my death be an excuse for self-destruction, an excuse to not keep on going and following your dreams. Nah, fuck that. Don't let my death go in vain. Go all the way and become as positive role models that you can be for your kids, for yourself. If you got dreams of fucking doing something in life, whether it's real estate like my daughter wants to, or my son with his insurance, or my other son with his, construction or whatever, just whatever it is, as long as it's something positive, and follow your dreams. Don't give up, and just, try to always stay sober, man, if you guys can. Sobriety is a big part of evolution, like within yourself, because you can't have an addiction and think you're gonna be able to handle a business. Coming from an alcoholic dad. It shit's in our blood, so we have to kind of be careful, But I just pray that you guys don't make the same mistakes that I did, and that from all my negative shit, you guys can find something positive. But anyhow, I'm gonna cut it loose right now. This is just my first video. Again, it ain't the best one, but I'll be learning and doing more along the way, hopefully for a good while. But in case, well, fuck it. Here's the beginning, and see if we can get something good out of it. I love all you guys. Take care.